Right now, I gotta actually fix my cameras for those who may miss me, and for those who haven't. Yeah, for those who haven't, you already know what it is. Anyway, so let's get into this thing. So here's a download. Uh, it may have similarity to other people downloads, but everybody get different messages and it's spoken differently. But anyway, so seconds ago I was thinking that a lot of people don't know when people come across your mind. That means that person is thinking about you. They have their energy, they have their eyes, they have their mind, emotions, and so forth, so on, locked on you. And whatever those thoughts may be, it can be positive, negative, it can be both, or it can be regret and stuff like that, which a lot of time people do be in regret based on the things that they have done, known and unknown, that you are either aware or not aware of. But think about it. I always tell people the Most High is aware of everything, and especially when you're a good person, whether you're a chosen seed or not, when you're just a good person in general, you always have good intentions. The Most High is going to give you all the signs. And a lot of times, those signs can be an arguments, it can be drama, it can be gossip, it can be slander, it can be betrayal, it can be cheating. And a lot of times, people take these things personal versus just saying, "Look, I should be grateful that I'm seeing all the signs that allow me not to be in these circumstances." But fortunately, people haven't got to that place yet to understand that, because a lot of time people ego or they take bad advice from other people, which allows them to remain in those type of situations. And trust me, I have seen plenty of people take bad advice. Now, I'm not gonna say I took any bad advice. I've taken advice. But the thing about your intuition actually guides you and tells you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You don't always have to find yourself finding out about what it is that you feel or one of the lessons I learned with this experience, not only personally but also observing that if whatever decision that you decide to make, you still didn't take no loss because you freed yourself from overthinking. You also freed yourself from thinking negative. You also freed yourself from self sabotaging or sabotaging a relationship, whether it was or wasn't to actually be had. But you have these exes, they are going to be thinking about you infinitely to the day they die. You became, the side chick or the side nigga, you know what I'm saying? Or side man, whatever term you want to use when it come down to bed, we'll find something for that to make it in sync. Um, excuse me. But anyway, the reality is that the download that I got was that when people mistreat you, they think they upgraded by them actually picking somebody over you. But in all reality, they never upgrade. You know why? You may not see it, but they go through the same arguments. They still have the financial issues that they were struggling with when you was with them. They also are bitter, they're mad, they're depressed, they're broken. And I'm speaking about males and females. I just want everybody to know that. By the way, I don't pick sides. I'm neutral. Okay? I feel that I understand clearly that women and men have their point of views negatively and positively, or a perspective about how they feel about each other. But either way it goes, there's no right or wrong. The goal is to get in alignment. And a lot of people struggle to get in alignment because they don't want to let certain things go. They don't want to take time to reflect on patterns. They don't want to take time out to actually just love on themselves more than they actually give to other people. So it's a lot of things that come from our bloodlines, meaning family and habits of society that we pick up. Oh, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna do this now, and etc. Not realizing what the outcome gonna be. See, it always looks sunshine on the outside. You know how people get out and go to the public, and it can be out to eat, it can be traveling, it can be video call or streaming, and they just pursue to the world that they're so happy. You can't get to a happy place until you do inner work, shadow work, work on the flaws and the bad habits and have more self control and etc. Now, some people may disagree, but if you already doing it, it's already proven that you're not able to actually change that state of mind or that state that of being that you want to be in until again you change those habits. But so I end up just reflecting on a couple females that was popping up in my head. Now, I remind you, I wasn't thinking about that. Apparently, thinking about you. But that doesn't mean that when you think about somebody, put it this way, when you think about somebody, you actually are, that's telepathic. You know what I'm saying? Communication before we start verbally speaking, as we do now. But that's an ancient, esoteric knowledge, and we can get into that if somebody decide to request it. But and then again, if they don't, I will get into it if that's what I need to do. But the point is, uh one of the exes, when I used to be on Facebook, what's up y'all, what's good with it, you got to make it make sense. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so check it out. So when I was on Facebook, it was this ex, right? And this is a horror story, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story anyway. um so to make the story short, she ended up cheating, whatever. I ended up having a dream about it, and I ended up confronting her, but I also noticed her pattern. Now, remind you, most people, for those fit the category, it can be male or female because people have their opinions about people, how they treat other people. They call people like me or whomever, it's funny, green, and then people can correct me if I'm mistaken how this thing go. Green would be someone who is more like a tender, soft, probably not masculine enough to actually defend himself or defend his woman. Um, Simp, there's another word that people use, that the male will actually let the woman run all over them. I'm not one of those. I can tell you that right now. When I say what I say, gonna say it respectfully. Either you're gonna listen, and the past, I will give you chances. The present, shit, you ain't getting none. Your chances when you with me. Ain't nobody going through all that crazy shit. We not kids. We adults. If you have an issue, you should be able to talk to me how you want to be talked to. I'll not be breaking things down to you like you're a little girl, because you're not. But you can act like one, and vice versa for a woman who feel the same way about a man who want to act like a little boy. I get it. But so I noticed her pattern based on, oh, I'm gonna be working late tonight, stuff like that. So anyway, so when I talk about the downgrade that women and men do, she end up deciding to mess around with a man that still live with his grandmother. Most women are attracted to men who like to live with people who don't do nothing with themselves. Shouts out to y'all, not hating, but just story time. You feel me? And she end up messing with this dude and so forth, so on. In the midst of all this, I'm about to take this girl out of here because she really went overboard. And not only that, I really put this female on her feet. She, I won't call her name out. This female has at least, I want to say, at least 16 to 18 felonies. Um, I recall also that once a time she was actually on probation. uh I paid a probation off for, paid a car off for, what I'm saying, things like that. So she and the thing about it was, and is as well, I never was interested in her. Like, she knew what she wanted to do, and you got women out there that know what they want to do. They know how to do it, but I don't. need no woman doing all that extra shit. If you can just be you, you can get what you get. You feel me? All of that manipulation and deception and pretending that you want to be there and all of that. It's a waste of time. A lot of times, I could be honest with you. I was just like any other man that was out there who has already done this, which is kill the female. You know what I'm saying? And that's the emotion with anybody. And anyone, any male or female cannot say what they would not do when someone manipulate their heart or their mind or their pockets and shit like that. Motherfuckers out here grinding for real, for real. Motherfuckers not grinding out here to be giving something away just for free. Ain't shit for free. Just like when you wash your ass, you gotta go buy the soap and the rag to wash it and the towel to dry your body off. So you gotta pay for it. So it's the same thing. So it's crazy that out of all those years, going back to the Facebook part, that I seen her post and said, and I guess she's still with the same guy. I don't know. This guy she messing with while she was with me as well. The girl was just a hoe. It's just point blank period. How female feel like certain dudes, or maybe all dudes. I usually hear all dudes are hoes, but it is what it is. Anybody can be a hoe. Hell, we come from whole family members. They always hoes. Shouts out to your grandfathers and your papas and all whatever little nicknames y'all got out there. Nana and mama and grandma and ma. They always stroking. All right. Anyway, hopefully y'all laughed off of that. Gotta have a little sense of humor while we be serious in the conversation. But so I would say like 20 years later or whatever, 10 years later, 10 to 20 years later, or 10 years or more, put it that way. Later, I see her post and say, I've been in love with this man for, at that time, 20 years. So there's no telling how long she had liked this guy, whatever. Could have been a teenager. But I was like, so you play this little game so you can get on your feet to the point where you can, and men and women do this shit. And I'm gonna explain something when it's all said and done. Not only just a personal level, but overall for speaking for all the people who are chosen and those who are not. So, and I'm shaking my head like, so all the little game you playing, you just a hoe, a whore. And at that time, with mad man, and at that time we were Facebook friends. After years later, um, I don't remember she apologized or not, but thing is that me having a soft heart, me forgiving people is something that I always done. I always will do, but I don't fuck with people the same way anymore. And my experiences a few years ago allowed me not to fuck with people no more. Period. So it's just one. It's one hit or quitter, man. That's what it is. And some people don't even get the chance no more because motherfuckers so fucked up out here. There's so much shit I done learned in these past 5 or 6 years. It's crazy. I didn't even know this shit was a movie, but it's a movie. Chosen Seed have a movie for those who truly are chosen Seed. There's gonna be different story, different experiences, but overall, a lot of shit was hidden. But going back to what I was saying, you got these females, you got these males that's thinking about the divine. Damn, I can't get the word out. Divine, feminine, and masculine, and they're doing their best somehow, some way to connect. A lot of these people do witchcraft, but they're gonna say the chosen seed do witchcraft. But see, here's the thing: I know how witchcraft works. First of all, if we break it down, if you do a love spell against somebody's consent, that is violation of universal law. You cannot bend anyone's free will. They have to do things on their own by their own free will. That's why you see people get hurt in so many different ways, and that's why you see so many people thrive for those who do. Because of their free will, they decide to make the right choices. And so a lot of times we're gonna find as a chosen seed or even a person who's not chosen seed, you giving some advice, you're gonna find people who don't want that advice. And that's fine, that's their free will. And then you're gonna find some who are bitter that they don't want you speaking that type of positivity, maybe to someone they're interested in that they want to get over on, or maybe it's someone that they actually see that can fade away from being around them because they already broken and hurt and they don't want to do the inner work to heal themselves and so forth, so on, to come out of that darkness. Now, this is where people get it twisted at with the chosen seed. They get it twisted as chosen seed is perfect, or they think they better, blah, blah, blah. Man, we've been through the same shit that people still stuck in. That's the whole point. We're here to demonstrate what the hell we got mastered, or we can relate to anybody. We can relate to anybody's situation. If we didn't experience, we experience it by actually observing or experiencing it with someone else who experienced whatever trauma, drama, troubles, ups and downs, sicknesses, or being physically violated. You know what I'm saying? Manipulated mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We know about all that shit, but people don't want to give us a chance. Why? Because they are hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And hurt people are attracted to hurt people. And hurt people are not too much. And I'm not saying there's no hurt people attracted to the chosen, because they are. They have their own ulterior motives. Some are good and some are bad. But the thing about it is that you got to ask yourself this real good question. And if you would like, and an answer. When will the government or the community give you exactly what you've been seeing other people have been asking for years before we all came here, birthed out of our mother's womb? They've never gotten it. And for those selective who have gotten it, they actually have done mischievous things, or they know X, Y, Z to get whatever it is. But guess what? They ain't thinking about nobody else but themselves. And it's understood, because when you bind or take an oath to certain people, that is their rules and regulations. This is the circle. There's nothing outside this circle, and etc. And if you violate this, you lose X, Y, Z, or you're gonna have to do this and that third. It's more like the celebrity syndrome. They say, "What's the celebrity syndrome?" They already knew what they're gonna do before they even signed that contract. They knew what it required. They knew they weren't gonna be able to take the money and help other black communities or any community unless they get permission. That's example what I'm saying about that without over talking it. But they said, well, what that got to do with what you were saying earlier? It all have some. Let me explain something. When people are having a conversation, especially me, and channeling messages, you have messages for different people that need to hear a certain thing, and and it's very important to respect those people who actually need those messages as well as the ones that you may need. You know, because I've heard it before. Like, yeah, man, you're here and you're there. You are here and there. I'm in alignment. Trust me, you are here and there. And then if I break it down to someone, then they're very upset. Like, man, you trying to embarrass me in front of other people. No, you spoke out of turn, and you just thought you was in alignment, or you thought you was in place, or maybe you was trying to get a first place ribbon. I don't know. I told this guy about 2 weeks ago I give him a first place ribbon, since he's anxious to get one, because he always talk about anytime he see me, he gonna beat me up, or he can beat me up. I told him I'd kill him. It's just simple as that, to be honest with you. I'm not about to sit here and play with people. No, I don't gotta shoot nobody. I'm pretty good with my hands. But anyway, that's just a little side note. People just being ignorant and stuff like that to trigger you and things like that. Maybe somebody's experiencing that now. Somebody wants to bully them, or someone's keep telling you something over and over and over. You're tired of it. So you got to cut those people out. Right now, I have to deal with him because of what type of business we're doing right now this time. But once that shit over with, it's over. Anyway, back to the lecture at hand. So, how many of you guys out there experiencing those things out there when it come down to relationships and stuff like that? Because yeah, what's up, Rosa? Miss Rosa Washington, how you doing? Y'all make sure y'all like and share and subscribe as well. It's appreciated. It's free. It don't cost you anything besides missing the opportunity for phenomenal guidance and Leadership. That's what we out here doing. Some of y'all may be comfortable with profanity, maybe not, but I tell people all the time, you surrounded by it all the time. You listen to music, you watch comedy, you have family members, associates. The profanity is everywhere. So, I know people like to, they may not be conscious of it. Some are conscious and some are not conscious about controlling somebody how they should speak and talk. You know what I'm saying? I like to see people be themselves. Um, if I feel like it's going to harm him some type of way, then I suggest to myself to say, hey, in a friendly manner, respectful manner, hey, you probably might want to stop doing that right there because, it don't look too good for you. Some will listen, some won't, but each his own. It's not a control thing, it's a suggestion. So, you know how that go. But anyway, so, it's just crazy. And I could talk about all the exes, but it's crazy how each one I already knew, like, when you second guess your intuition, it's gonna smack you so hard, it's crazy. But when you don't second guess it, you're gonna get things right. So that was one of the things about intuition. Everybody has intuition. I would second guess what I would see as I didn't see it. And intuition meaning you don't have to see things physically. You can pick up things on a lot of different ways. But um with most of those females, except for one, they always cheaters. Just, you know, it's been a trend now that it's been exposed, but I mean, history shows that that's what a man taught people to describe something as people are cheating. People have to understand when you get cheating on, people are cheating themselves. That's why I like before I ever got in a relationship, I just stayed single, didn't have to deal with hurt nobody feelings. Not saying people still didn't have a woman still didn't have feelings and stuff like that. But I didn't mislead her or lead her on saying, hey, we in this relationship, then I'm out here messing with another female or females in general, or I'm in a woman's face or whatever, whatever. So I never was that type of guy to do all of that. But uh people like to judge people based on how they talk. They like to judge people based on how they look. I love the way that I look, love the way that I talk, I love the way that I move. I'm unpredictable. People think they predict, and that was one of the things with that guy. You feel like he predicting. Then when I start talking to, I start talking to a certain way. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you crazy." I'm not crazy. I just zero tolerance for bullshit. Nobody got time for that. So that's why I don't surround myself around a lot of people or people at all. I'm very territorial about myself now. I'm not playing no games. I'm not coming aggressive. Don't have to. Very silent, very quiet. But just the fact that getting back into this thing, just the fact that a woman for we talking about years are still thinking about you. And I guess she thought also by keeping my clothes and all that stuff that she go use spells and all that shit. That shit don't work. It only worked but so long. You gotta remember, everybody's not weak. And people who are weak, really truly not weak, they just haven't developed the skill set to find or to recognize their strengths because no one has actually taught them, they have not been able to seek to be taught. And then also they got weak people around them to make them feel like they the weakest link, but the whole time they're the strongest one. And the weakest link is the people who be showing them all different type of disrespect and dishonesty and so forth, so on. So this what makes the male or the female feel that they incompetent when it come now dealing with their self-esteem or their confidence. And so this is what make men and women act out with habitual behaviors and so forth. So yeah, we understand it very well about that type of stuff. So when I come around, whether it's present, past tense, or future, people will get uncomfortable because they gonna see and they gonna feel real shit. They're not gonna feel that fake shit that they're actually accustomed to because we don't do that over here. And we're not knocking nobody who do the fake shit. Keep doing you, but all I can say is there's dead ends, just as a factual truth. And a lot of time I learned that people feel like they need to know somebody in order to actually connect to them. But in reality, every person that people have connected to or will connect to is because they chose to do it or they choosing to do so. But all reality, I use an excuse. Oh well, I don't know you like that, so But the people that you know, you still don't know them, and they don't know you, but you connected to them. So it's a lot of different things that people be tricking themselves, and I hate that for them because everybody got potential. I'm kind of under the weather too, y'all. So pardon my nose and all that stuff because I don't know where it came from. Probably a little spiritual tag. It's like not everything is spiritual tag. Everything is spiritual before it's physical, for sure. It could be anything. These people be putting shit in the air, in the food. People be all of us are speaking every day. All of us have emotions. All of us have energy. So that energy and all those emotions and thoughts and words are scrambling all in the universe. So yeah, you can pick up stuff like that easily. That's why it's so important to protect yourself and things like that, because you don't know where any energy coming from. Sometimes you can self sabotage and create that type of energy on your own. Pardon me 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here because some of y'all might be experiencing that type of situation that I mentioned about when people pop in your head. It could be your mother, father, your kids, things that you watch and things like that. Your energy is connected to one another, and people can play tough when it comes down to relationships. Shouts out to the players and playettes, but that shit don't get nobody nowhere. Because see, when people become players and playettes and stuff like that, there's laws in play that people tend to say, "Well, I can get away with it because nobody see me and nobody tell me what to do, and I pay my own bills, and you got to be doing this and that and the third for me to actually listen to you and this and that third." You should never want to be submissive, male or female, to if someone's doing something for you. You should be already committed, regardless, to your own life without anyone outside of you to do anything. And so, making that point is the same as what I was saying or is saying about these exes are they had so much bad things to say about you, but they never told people. Rather, with just one person they talked to, and you got your suitors, meaning people who was interested in you that got a little shot or didn't get a shot, have so much negative shit to say about you, but they're not telling nobody the truth, what it is about them that actually wasn't in alignment, why things did not work or why things was going and then they end up ending. This is just dishonesty, and the thing about it is it's crazy. But here's the thing: it's not unseen. People don't have to believe in God, but the bottom line is when people get their shit rocked, who's rocking it? It's not physical at the time. It's a spiritual before it becomes physical. So who controls the spiritual? We talking about beyond religion. The Most High is not in no book. The Most High is not in a box. Everything and all things is of the Most High. The wicked to the good, to the animals, to the water, to the things that people say is ugly, the Most High sees beauty.
The things that people don't like is beauty to the Most High. It's beauty to others. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that's going on in people's root chakra, sacral chakra, solar chakra, and mainly the heart chakra. You know why people can't find love? Know why I struggled at the time? Because I had a misinterpretation based on the doctrinated family traditions of raising me to have my mindset thinking that love was this and that and the third, or it's supposed to go this way. It never did. It's all a lie. It was all a lie. People took oaths, man, to mislead you, just like they mislead me. They're like, man, ain't nobody took no oath to mislead me. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I went down the rabbit hole. So I know I'm not the only family or bloodline is out here when I speak of what I just spoke of. It is designed for people to never love. Why you think you see so much negativity? Why do you see so much betrayal? Why do you see so much sexual activity or activation? So people can get all those soul ties, get all those energetic cores, and get all that bad fortune. People are in spiritual karma debt without even knowing they in the debt. Then they add on top of it because they sleeping around or they hanging around certain people. You know, this shit go deep, man. I'm trying to stick to this other the topic really is over with what I was sticking to, but it's go deeper. It's like other messages need to come in. You know what I'm saying? It made me think about the people who thought they was better than me. What was it that they were doing that made them think they were better than me? What was it that they had that they thought that they was better than me that I have not already had? Motherfucker don't know what I have had and have not had. I can tell you I never had a multi-million dollar house, a yacht, some type of expensive car. I can tell you those three things off the rip. But as far as a bunch of money, I always had it. Stability, I always had it. Confidence, I always had it. Overcoming obstacles, I always had it. And the thing about the obstacles, I'm not saying I didn't create any. Majority, 90 some percent, come from a bloodline that hated me, who runs around and talk shit about me, and I haven't seen them in years. Don't care to see them. Did it hurt leaving their ass? Absolutely. But it was the best thing for me because God wired my heart to care for people who do not care for me. They'll care for me for a short period of time until they can't get their way. Once people can't get their way, that's when people start turning it back. And I'm understanding of that shit and I accept it. I accepted it then, I accept it now. But I'm not going to lose anything. The person who turns their back will. They may feel like it's just words, but as time progresses, as time move forward, you'll find yourself alone, surrounded around nobodies who can help you with whatever it is that you may be going through or that you may trying to figure out how to actually obtain. And that's just what it is. Chosen wisdom comes from the Most High. It doesn't come from a book. It doesn't come from us. It comes from the Most High. You find anybody who say they chosen, they're not giving praise to the Most High, most definitely. Me coming my words, they not chosen. Or I can also say they haven't figured it out. But 9 out of 10 people usually that's chosen already know. There's nothing to figure out. So I just be sitting back watching. Like my dad, called the Most High Dad, because that is the real father, you feel me? And just watch on the throne. People want me off this throne, but they never put me on this throne. I'm not one of those people who have to get in a bunch of groups and go to school and do all this shit to say that I qualify. I qualify because I made it through billions of sperm. I qualify because I was already destined to be here. Now, a lot of people may not like how I talk, but who asked them? Who asked them to watch? Who asked them to listen? When people are speaking and when they're talking, I'm not trying to change how they feel and express themselves unless they're going to endanger themselves. Like, hey, you're going to about to hurt yourself, something like that. But you express yourself how you feel. If I can't stand the thunder that you bring it, if that's what is considered, then I could not consider myself to bring the same thunder as well. I consider myself bring thunder when I need to. I can be snow. I can be the rain. I can be soft. I can be in between, mediocre, as they would use the word gangster, hood. I can do all that. But what's the purpose? I just be me. Whatever flows, that's what flows. You know what I mean? Not trying to fit in. I know I don't fit in. I know I don't fit in. There's no way in the world that I could fit in. And how we know that is because of so many different examples and experiences, and it speaks for itself. I get rejected all the time. But you got people who want the chosen spot and all that shit. People knew the hell we go through. You don't want this. We're like, oh, we went ahead to see what you're gonna get. Listen, you have to actually overcome not only the lesson, but the obstacle that's being put in your way. If you can't do any of that, it defeats the purpose of even getting it. And people barely even want to get up and go to the bathroom and brush their teeth. Some people will hold their urine and say, I wait when it already been shown what type of damage over time or the repetitions that can damage your body. You can't tell us most of nothing because we don't like to listen, right? Until we get to that point in our life, like, yeah, man, I need to start. Anyway, it's a lot going on out here, as I said before. And shouts out to the newbies. Shouts out to everybody that be coming through. I do know that people are told to come over here and see what type of person I am. I'm not. I am who I am. Nothing changed. I don't got no videos on when I used to be a streamer on the other side for people to actually see it, but I'm always lit. I realized what people did. It went deeper than what I thought. At the time, I was just on the surface of it, but I was able, in due time, why I had to do certain things internally to get to that place where I could see the other stuff that people did. I knew people did something, but what they did at the time I did not know. A lot of different type of stuff they did to make stories short on that. I'm still here, and they're still looking crazy. And every word and every action. It's like universal law. For every action is a reaction, every reaction is action. What you put out, it shall return. So I make sure I do good by people, not as caution, not as fear, but that's just my natural state to do those things. And when people can't give me that, or a person can't give me that, then I excuse myself permanently. Versus in the past, I will pop back in, pop back out, pop back in, pop back out. I'm not doing none of that. And people not gonna take you serious. You do that. It's like breaking up with each other in a relationship. Then we turn back around and get back together, and then we repeat the same pattern or cycle. And the goal is already showing us we're not meant to be, but we're supposed to leave each other and learn our lessons about not only ourselves, but also about what it is that you truly have not been prepared for. And a lot of people are very immature when it comes down to relationships because the main relationship that they struggle with is with themselves. So it's going to be very challenging, and I'm not going to say hard, but it is in the spectrum of having relationships with people on whatever level, business, marriage, whatever, friendships, job, whatever. and whatever means all the other reasons of a relationship that could be done in so many ways. Promoting and going out traveling and so forth, so on. They're gonna continuously have a struggle having a relationship with others because they struggle to one with themselves. And I know a lot of time people who do come by, which I'm grateful, um, may not understand what I'm speaking, but understanding comes with two ears. You know what I'm saying? It comes with two ears to listen to understand. The same way that people have countlessly for many years regurgitate, you know, Kemet and the Egyptian laws and Mayat laws, and I know a lot about all that stuff. The Moors, the Masons. I mean, different secret societies information, esoteric information, and the list goes on. But the thing that I observe, nobody can apply it. And they say, "What you mean nobody can apply it?" I apply it. When I say apply it, meaning be able to be consistent with it or be separate from those who taught it, but those who taught it has said, "You are part of us and you can't remove yourself from being a part of us. We can't allow you based on you have agreed to this contract or this oath that you're going to be practically, I'm gonna just use this word versus any other word, solid." In all reality, they not even solid. They're not honest. They're not telling you the truth. They don't have any morals. They don't have any respect. And it goes on and on and on because they think they are God. They can't say nobody's life, not even their own. Only the Most High can. So I do know that a lot of people don't love the Most High because the Most High is not something that they speak about on a consistent basis every now and then, or is pleading. But there are people who do fake it. And they do a very great job pretending that they have a relationship. In all actuality, they don't. Look at the world. Look how the world is. That shows you people who came before us and people who are way older than us didn't sustain the world where everybody's actually in alignment. And can't blame it on them only because society, meaning the world itself, has a lot of people out of alignment. Like we, as a chosen, who didn't know we were chosen. We knew something. We just didn't know what as a child. It started as a child. So you got people that you met now at some point, few years ago, whatever it may be, that hate your guts because you knew something that you started this journey as a child. How can you hate somebody that started this shit years and you only if you only knew them for a year, 2 years, it 3, it 5, whatever. But they started as a child. They started before they became a child in the physical body to be technical with it. But each his own. People have to find a way to figure out something to not like someone because there's things about themselves that they don't like. And we all mirror each other. And I mentioned the other day, it can get ugly, it get uncomfortable, and you have to accept that shit and swallow it like the blue pill and make something happen versus just complain and sit there and be stagnant thinking that by you doing that shit gonna change. It's not gonna change until you change it. I mean, you figure it out. But anyway, try to make these very short so people have an opportunity to listen. Some people got a long attention span. I got a long attention span. I can watch stuff that's gonna help me better my life for hours than for me to watch things or do things that's just gonna keep me set back. And I'm sitting here getting mad at everybody else's success, which I'm not a jealous person to do that. But I'm using that example because people do that versus me wasting time being somewhere I don't need to be when I can. I have a long attention span when it comes down to bettering myself and growth and shit like that. So shouts out to me, what I'm saying? Not on no boasting shit, but because people don't know about it, for one. And those who have seen where I've been and where I'm at now don't care because they're fucking haters. And it's okay. Shit not gonna change. People can keep lighting them candles and speaking the shit in the atmosphere and all the other crazy shit. I don't got time to name the list. The list is long. You're talking about over 1,000 spells. And before these individuals that may be fresh and new, before they even met me, there's motherfucking 10,000 or more, probably 9 out of 10 that was before them that didn't be they wasn't able to conquer or stop nothing. So that should be like the the blue light, fuck the red light. It should be the blue light. Like, you know what? I think I'm gonna find something else better to do than to be fucking with this person because if I really think about it or go do my due diligence versus me being egotistic, like, yeah, I done knocked the best of the best off. I think I got a shot. I'm not gonna give you that shot. I may look weak, but I'm motherfucking most definitely not weak. My mouth could get crazy, but I don't have to do all that. I don't have to say anything. I give a warning. And a lot of time I don't give no warning. The warning's already birthed. It's already been here before I even got here. Each his own though. I'm not volunteering people to challenge me because that's not what I'm here for. But at the end of the day, no one's gonna disrupt my life when I'm over here minding my own business. And people feel like, well, I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take me a free shot. No, you're not gonna take any free shot. I've already let people take free shot because as I was talking to the Most High while I'm watching people do all this crazy shit like lie, steal, try to kill me, manipulate, doing witchcraft, doing all kinds of spell work. I was like, I really don't want to do nothing to these people. And we not all I gotta do is just speak. I gotta do anything else. Motherfucker want me to shut up. All people have to do for those who want me to shut up, be quiet, whatever words you want to consider it to be, is move on. Quit listening. Why are you listening? Apparently, it's something I'm saying that you want to hear but you want me to shut up, but you there listening. Like, make it make sense. I'm not the only person that go through this, or been through this, or will go through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're not telling me, you're telling other people, or you telling yourself, well, I'm gonna burn this candle right here. I'm gonna take this black candle and I'm gonna make him shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. I'm gonna take this shut up candle and I want you to shut your ass up. I'm gonna do this freezer spell. I'm gonna do this tongue spell. Man, I know about all that shit. I've been ahead of this shit way before. That's textbook shit. I've been around some of the best of the best of the world. We talking about worldly, recognized, known people who know they shit. So I have a certain bond, meaning a bond that once upon a time where we met, we discussed, and that's it. Not no they got my number and I got theirs. My bond is with the Most High. If I want to know something what somebody doing, he'll show me. And a lot of times he don't show us a lot of shit. He just rock motherfuckers shit to the bottom. He bedrock niggas. So this shit that's going on that people may not know, they may be hearing because you traveling from one social media to the next. Man, all you got to do is just keep your ears open and keep your eyes watching, and then the Most High show you that Most High is present. Ain't no motherfucking big ass bird coming out of no sky. Not saying it doesn't exist, and coming down and attacking people for whatever fucked up shit they're doing and saying. People know this shit real. People know the Most High real. You want me to tell you how I know people know the Most High real? It's because if they feel this way, if they commit to the Most High, then they won't be able to indulge in the shit they indulging in. But why would you want to indulge in shit that's actually setting you back? Why would you want to be around people that's setting you back? Why would you want to have bad habits that's setting you back versus obtain all those three things, which could be more than what I said to move forward? Like, that's the question. Why would you want to do that? What's making you do that? Is it people that you're around? Is it a generation curse? You know, that's where you dig deep and it may not have to go too deep. Like, damn, why did I do this? Why do I get a bunch of money and then I just go blow it on all the people and then I turn back around and complain about the same broke people who ain't got no money, but I expect them to give me some money or help me out. See, this is the common sense type shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people do that too. You know what I'm saying? I've even done it. I even said, oh, I'm saying get all this money to people, but then when I need it, they ain't there. So you ratting and raving, tantrum, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But in all actuality, they broke, meaning they don't want to get no money. There's no such thing as broke because they print money every day. But I'm saying they don't want to get no money. They want handouts. They want to hang around where they just feel like, oh, I'm blessed by God because see, people take care of me and this and that third. No, God gave everybody free will. He didn't enable anyone. And those who are enabled, God gave them assistance to be able to be assisted to do or have whatever they need on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, okay. All right. You blessed. Okay. All right. Then why you ratting and raving and fussing and cussing and being mean to people? So people want to go religious, we could go there, but I ain't gonna do it. I do it another time. I ain't gonna do it, but I will make it short on this point right here. What all I just said, close to the end of what I'm about to say now is this. I hear people say Jesus, and the only thing I could tell you, and I know a lot of people don't read or didn't read the Bible, that Jesus didn't do anything negative. He talked about having a good heart and having love for others. He also, it said that he said, turn the other cheek to the enemy. I'm not turning no cheek. So, I don't follow that religion anymore. I understand why. Um, and so, and I never have a problem sharing. Some gonna grow horns, and some people horns gonna fall off because they understand. But I'm gonna never, ever, ever, and I'm gonna do this is my closure. I'm gonna never, ever, ever allow anyone who have hate for people dictate and determine to tell me about who God or Jesus is. I know Yahshua, Yahweh, but I know me. And I know that I don't have to go to Yahshua or Yahweh to be me or to receive anything because I have a mouth, I have a mind, I have a soul, and I have the same ability that anybody on this planet can receive or move. And when I say move, move to one place to another or to move something out the way. So I'm not looking in no book for answers when the book is already in me. I don't have to turn the page. It's already in the DNA. Some of y'all gonna get it, some of you not. Sometimes you have to take notes, sometimes you have to question things. You really gotta dissect your life if you want your life to be better than what it is. And if not, then enjoy what you can and be safe. So forth, so on. That even goes for the haters. I don't hate these people, but at the same time, get out my way. I don't want to run you over. But if you give me no choice but to do that, that's what it is. Remind me of this guy, real slim guy. Used to play chess with him. He said, man, he told the guy, man, if you hit that board again, man, yeah, I don't like nobody to have me to force my hand. You know, that was a um, trying to think of a word I want to use for that, but nevertheless, I would say coded. It was a code that I never had heard before, but the expression of it and based on the circumstances, it matched up very well. And you do have people that want to force your hand or force you to be somebody that you choose that you truly don't want to be. They want to take that, make a mockery, and say, "Hey, see, I told you this is who they are." But in all actuality, you're provoking someone to do something that they don't naturally do. So each his own. People are entitled to their truth, entitled to their opinion. In all reality, when you love yourself, all that shit gonna be irrelevant because when you go in that casket, you gonna go by yourself. When you go through that pain or whatever you go through, it's gonna be by yourself. It don't matter if you got 10,000 people around you saying it's gonna be okay, baby. It's gonna be all right. It's up to you to decide if it's gonna be okay and all right. So that's what I mean by that. But anyway, peace and blessing all of the body over Saeed. Make sure y'all like, share, and follow. It's most definitely appreciated. If not, see y'all asses next time. You heard? Peace and blessings. I'm out.